devastating. The crisis has renewed calls for far north Queensland to diversify its economy by building on our inherent strengths. And it also raises questions about the lack of federal leadership over the last 7 years to implement a plan to do just this, to crisis-proof far north Queensland. COVID has also taught Queenslanders the very hard lesson that we need to build and make more things at home. We can't rely on traditional supply chains anymore, and products that are built cheaply overseas become even more costly during a crisis because they don't support local jobs. I know that manufacturing matters to regional Queensland, and that's why I launched a campaign to bring manufacturing back home and to call on the Morrison government to invest in manufacturing and deliver a local jobs plan. And I thank each and every single Queenslander who has supported this campaign so far. This is what our regions are crying out for right now. We already build trains and maintain ships in Queensland. We are uniquely geographically placed to do this and even more. We make pallets, fabricate steel, and we can even turn our world-class famous gin into hand sanitizer or produce PPE. We can manufacture more advanced technologies as well and meet our medical needs of the future in regional Queensland. Throughout this campaign, I've been speaking to manufacturing businesses across North Queensland, and they say this to me. They say, we can do this, we can manufacture what we need right here, but we haven't had the support. We haven't had the investment in skills, and we need certainty from this government about energy policy so we can plan for the future and bring energy costs down. For 7 years, this Liberal national government has turned its back on regional manufacturers. Under Scott Morrison's watch, Australia ranks last on the manufacturing self-sufficiency ratings compared to developed economies. For the LNP, manufacturing is just a buzzword. They talk about it, but they never support it. They challenged Australia's car manufacturers to leave Australia, and they let the industry die on their watch. The LNP cut $3 billion from TAFE and haven't invested in the skills that manufacturers need to survive. Recent reports show the Prime Minister himself had to tell his own MPs to get out of their comfort zone to support manufacturing. Well, we know that they can't, and we know that they won't, because the Liberal National Party slashes and they cut and they wreck, and they spend more time fighting for their own jobs than fighting for yours. This week, when jobs are being lost in regional Queensland, our so-called regional representatives in the National Party are fighting each other again, jockeying for leadership positions again, when people are losing their jobs in regional Queensland. Labor builds and Labor fights for jobs. Queenslanders will never forget that it was the LNP that sent trains to be built in India, when it was Anastasia Palaszczuk and the Queensland Labor government that brought them back to Maryborough. We need to bring manufacturing back home.